Okay, after we've mobilized those two areas, we're then going to attack the T-spine by actually activating the muscle. We've created mobility, but if you have mobility without muscle activation, you're going to have a compromised structure. You're going to have a flimsy structure. You don't want to just be mobile. If you look at people who are hypermobile, again, they do well until they actually meet a test in real life. So if you have a person who's very hypermobile, who's like this, that's the last kind of person that needs to be going out running for about 2-3 miles like we should be. You know, humans should be aiming to run and doing, like playing basketball and doing dynamic sports like that, dynamic activities. And if you're flimsy like this, that can be one of the most destructive things on your joints. You got to know where you need to stay rigid, and you got to know where to stay mobile. And so we have to make sure that when we relinquish this tension in our bodies, that we replace it with a new tension that's going to help us keep us in a neutral state, to where we have that tension where we need it and the elasticity where we need it as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab this Bosu ball so we can reinforce the strength to our T-spine. We've already built this mobility. Now we're going to add some strength into this. Okay, rule number 1. Keep your spine neutral to the stick at all times. Okay? This, in and of itself, for many people, is already going to be a huge challenge. Mainly because anytime somebody decides to go into a thoracic extension, they'll go here and hit a hyper extension of their lumbar spine to create a lordosis. Why? Because they've always been there. So what I would need you guys to think of is that you're going to change the association between your lumbar spine and your thoracic spine. You're going to go into a posterior tilt as you try extending your T-spine and lifting your T-spine up. You're going to also breathe into your T-spine as you do the posterior tilt and lift your chest up. The goal here is that you hit this entire neutral point. Most of the time when people do this, their T-spine will begin to burn up quite a bit. Want to be careful that we don't hyperextend the T-spine either, where we drop the chest down too much. We want the stick flush to the entire spine. So I breathe into my T-spine. Oh, that burns like crazy.